You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection Radio Show, program for members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. That includes the Woodlands-Conroe. It includes also Vintage Park, Katy, Spring, the Greater Spring Klein area, the Galleria, and Humboldt. So there's about 4 or 5 different locations. Those are all satellite chambers to the mothership, Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber. We have about 380 members now. We're going for a goal this year of 500 members. And we're very, very active, and we're growing very, very quickly. Something that we want to be sure is clear to our listeners. If you're a member of this organization and you haven't received your ribbon cutting or your statement of benefits, be sure to contact us and let us know, because we want to be accountable to you. So you didn't just pay to be in a thing. There's much more to it. A Chamber of Commerce is an organization that does things for its members outside of just networking. We have a lot of education. We have advocacy things, training, et cetera, et cetera. So be sure you know what your benefits are so that you can receive them. Remember also that you don't have to be Hispanic to join. In fact, about 60%, that's a huge percentage, but 60% of our members are not Hispanic. And the people that show up the most are not Hispanic. And the people that show up with money are not Hispanic. It's an amazing thing. And I'm Hispanic, and you know, I'm not real proud of the fact that we can't find that many Hispanic folks, and even though Harris County is what, millions of people are Hispanic in Harris County. So there's plenty of people out there. It's just the culture and people that value networking and value education don't tend to be mostly Hispanic. So that's a challenge for us. It's a challenge that we have. Any Hispanic organization that says they're all Hispanic, I think, is not real forthcoming, because to be honest, business is done by Americans, not necessarily Hispanic or of any other culture, just Americans. And that's certainly the case with our Chamber of Commerce. Today we have a special guest. She is with a business, a company called Send Out Cards. We're very fond of Send Out Cards because we know how effective and how valuable that service is. Basically what it is, at least from my point of view as Chamber President, I always tell our members, you know, you spend a lot of money on your advertising, you spend a lot of money in marketing, and a lot of folks do direct mail to try to get people to open their direct mail, to look at their direct mail, you know, by way of advertising. And one thing that this service guarantees, Send Out Cards guarantees people will open the mail. They'll open and see your marketing. And just think about it this way: if you get a bunch of mail in your mailbox, you will sort that mail and throw away all the things that you believe are junk mail. And anything you think is a greeting card or a Christmas card or a birthday card, you will keep, because that'll actually make you smile versus all the bills you get. And you will open that greeting card because it's human nature. That's exactly what Send Out Cards and Michelle Kuypers do. They put together campaigns, and you go out there, and she'll explain more details, but you know, the fact that people open your cards, shows them appreciation, but it also makes you more effective as a marketer, and et cetera. So Michelle Kuypers, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So before we get started asking you all kinds of different questions, Michelle, let's talk a little bit about where you've just been. You were at our lunch networking event on Tuesdays. We have one right here on 242, Research Forest and 45 at Spring Creek Barbecue.
Yes.
And you were just there. Give me your opinion. What did you think?
It was fantastic. It's the first time I've been to that particular meeting.
Really?
Yeah, I'm almost from Sugar Land, so
Yeah.
this is quite a trek for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great meeting. A lot of people, a lot of new people, and great energy.
You know,
really enjoyed it.
The bigger thing is when we call them new people, visitors, you know. And one of the things that I know matters to all of us is of course visitors, people that we can talk to. So yeah, we had about 10 people today that were visitors.
Yes.
And for you, I mean, almost everybody's a visitor because you don't know a lot of the folks up here.
That's right. I thought that it was going to be very similar to the other ones, and I would know everyone, and it wasn't at all.
Well, you know, it's even different. Also, if you go to Katy and you compare the demographics,
Oh,
right? The demographics
completely
over
different.
here
Yes.
are mostly all Americans, mostly all white folks, if you will. And in Katy, it's mostly all foreigners.
Yes.
So it's not even American-born or U.S.-born Hispanics. It's guys born in Venezuela or in Mexico that are straight off, the boat, so to speak.
Heavy accents. But they're here to do business, and
Sure.
we're here to learn from them.
Absolutely. So we learn from each other, And that's the bigger thing is the demographics. I mean, if you're open to things like this, we're the right organization for you. Some folks are not necessarily open, and we've had people, say they're not open. They prefer to work only with a certain type of person, and we get it. We're not for everybody, and I don't want to be for everybody. So I mean, truly, I get attitude with folks that come in with the wrong mindset or with the wrong form of presenting their product or service for that reason, because I know some of them are not here to do business. They're here to basically try to sell.
They just want to sell.
That's it. And
Push their products and see how quickly they can get their money.
Right. And then that's, and if they don't join, it's with more reason that we say twice and you're out. Maybe 3 times, if you're nice to us. But, in any organization worth their weight, does that. DNI does that.
You have to limit how many times they're going to come and visit. They need to make a decision.
Now, you belong to one where they don't ask that, right? Don't say the name. But tell me about that one, because you were talking about that the other day, that you almost don't even have to join. You could just be there, and it's cheaper.
So some of the people on the board are trying to figure out why they're not getting new members. And when you do the math, it's cheaper not to join. You just pay for the lunches, and you can, or I'm sorry, it was breakfast, and you can, and you go, and so a lot of people, there's no need to join.
Right. No urgency to join either.
No, and the thing is, it's a completely different scenario because you don't really learn anything there either. It's more of a social breakfast. I
Sure.
guess.
So and that's a big deal. We were talking about that this morning also, that our Chamber of Commerce has 3 major pillars, if you will, or 3 major value propositions. The first one is visibility. So as an organization, it always is on my mind to project our members as best we can everywhere, right? So not only do we do it through social media, and I think we're more active than most organizations. If not, look at your Facebook or become my friend, you'll see we have tons of pictures of our members. They're not of the leadership, which is a different perspective. There are some groups, and God bless them, we love them, and they're really nice. But I know what the leaders look like, because when you see their events, it's only their leaders.
It's only
And that's the photo op for those organizations is them, and for us it's the contrary. I don't take pictures of myself because I don't need to. I'm in there anyway, but I want to make sure you and other members, are visible. So that's a big deal. So visibility is one. Then of course, our second major issue is the connectivity, or to make sure that you can connect with other people, right? So whether it's through introductions, to personal introductions, or just through other means, we look for ways to make sure that you are meeting others and you're actually growing your network.
Right.
If you don't know how to grow your network or how to meet others, because that's another insane part of all this business thing, is a lot of folks don't know how to sell.
No.
So we have a whole segment for education, right? So it's visibility, connectivity, and education, because the educational part too, very practical. Things like 60-second commercial training, sales, just very simple stuff that most people assume they know.
They think they know it.
Well, but you and I have seen it. We've talked about it. The ones that show up and just can't stop talking, or they have real issues with sales, so they don't know how to sell.
That's right.
Right? And because of that, they upset other people or they repel people. So we know that, and because I've done that before.
Well, and I think that's one of the most important parts of the chamber is the education. I have seen people come in and be those card pushers and just not be quiet. And they've turned into something completely different, and they listen. And that's what it's all about.
And one of them, she's actually selling now, whereas before, she would talk about her potions and lotions and her thing, and nobody would listen to her.
Right.
Now she's actually making a difference. And what it takes, though, is that people do have to be coachable.
That's true.
Because we're not always kind about the way we tell people to stop doing certain things.
No, that's...
Well, you and I have had this discussion. When a guy shows up and throws his business cards on everybody's lap and says, talk to me, we will call him on it. In the middle of the meal, I'll be able to say, look, that's not how it's done, man. Either you're going to learn this here or you're going to learn it somewhere, but nobody else is going to tell me anything because what they want is his money.
That's right.
It's just one of those things. So anyway, That's the Chamber of Commerce. So today was a luncheon.
It was great. It was
Did you eat?
I did.
Okay, I didn't see.
Yeah.
I couldn't measure. I'm joking. Guys, if you're listening, if you're one of the listeners out there, you know anyone that comes to our meetings, please send them hungry.
Yeah.
This is just so important. I mean, we do have members who are on special diets and things. Okay, we get that. But at least act like you're going to eat something, or get a soft drink,
We had one guy that even just ate Jell-O.
Just give the restaurant, give the restaurant something. It's not about me. It's common sense. If the restaurant is opening their doors and opening, Spring Creek Barbecue is a wonderful place, and they can be pricey. From time to time, if you get like a combo, it's like $15, whatever. Okay, so buy something less expensive if you're on a little bit of a budget, but buy, because that's how they survive. It's simple.
That's right.
They're a restaurant, so they don't open their doors just, and these meetings
we
are
have that whole room.
absolutely, and they're very nice to us. They set us up, so that's the deal with them. Okay, so tomorrow we have Katie luncheon at Abuelos,
Yep.
where they have gigantic burritos that they look like, oh my God. Anyway, but do you like the food there?
I love it.
It's very good, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
And the meetings are pretty good now. About 30 people show up.
Yeah, I think that the last couple of weeks we might have had even closer to 40.
Yeah, and demographics are a little bit different, so the dynamics are a little bit different, but they're not that terribly different in that we do business the way we do business, and we respect other people the way they do business, but we try to bring them in, usher them in as kindly as we can into a different form.
Well, I have had so many people say you're part of a Hispanic chamber, but you're not Hispanic or
Right.
you don't look Hispanic. And, it's that meeting in Katy where you really do get to learn how to do business with Hispanics.
Absolutely.
You do in the other meetings as well because of you. But there, you're doing business
Absolutely.
with other people and you're interacting with foreigners.
Right. True, And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, Michelle can curse like a sailor in Spanish. So she does speak Spanish. Don't worry. She is part Mexican and part of something else. We don't know what that is. But anyway, that's Wednesday. Tomorrow night at a place called Medi Weight Loss. Medi Weight Loss. We have a ribbon cutting.
Yes.
So it's one of the first ribbon cuttings we have in Katy.
Yes, I think it
Which
is.
is pretty, and I keep telling people in Katy, I don't understand, but that's part of the culture, Even folks that have been members for a while that are in Katy still don't do ribbon cuttings. It's almost like, I'm not
Well,
sure
maybe
what
this
it's
will
like.
be one of the first that'll get it started.
They'll get inspired. Well, because we did one already with the Montessori school,
Right.
but this is a year ago.
Yeah.
And of course, she's since,
Well, and some of them don't have storefronts, and
we can
so
give them
they're-
one.
Yeah.
That's another thing. So anyway, that's Wednesday. On Thursday, we have luncheon over in Vintage Park. The same, about 30, 40 people. On Friday, we have Lunch and Learn. It's going to be speaking for fun and profit at a place called Pinpoint Marketing. That's in, 1960 and Veterans Memorial.
Veterans.
You can go to the website and find all that out. So when we come back, we're going to talk more to Michelle about her business, about what she's doing and what she can do for small businesses, what she's doing now. And so please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Looking for a bilingual insurance company in the Montgomery County area? Since 2006, the Amell Agency is a family-owned insurance agency, and it all started with Leonard Amell. Now working with 3 full-time agents offering home, auto, life, and umbrella insurance, the Amell Agency works with you to provide the insurance you need. Whether it be for your business or personal needs, they put that need first. The Amell Agency of the Woodlands is open Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. Call today at 832-299-6640 or email them anytime at info@amellagency.com to answer any of your questions. For more information on location and inquiries, look up Amell Agency online at amellagency.com. The Amell Agency, Montgomery County's bilingual insurance agency.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776.
Hey guys, this is Connor.
This is Dick.
This is Chris.
And we're with the Ticket Stub Podcast every Thursday live at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area. Also, anytime at irlonestar.com. You go to irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our social media.
And don't forget, we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater on every show.
If you like movies and you like complaining or celebrating anything that has to do with the silver screen, Check out the Ticket Stub podcast and join us every Thursday at noon o'clock on Lone Star Community Radio.
We're back. We're back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection Radio Show. We're here with Michelle Kuypers. Michelle Kuypers is with Send Out Cards. Before we get started, Michelle, let's talk just a little bit about business cards.
Okay.
Mainly because, business cards are so important. They one of the things about business cards that always gets me and that I love is when I can write when I can write something behind the, I have several that you can do that with. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have business cards where you have things on both sides. I'm just saying I love to write on business cards. And so anyway, that's okay. If you don't have something on it, I can still write on the edges or something on yours. But when I see business cards that are like this, like elongated, stretched out, or of unusual shapes,
Yep.
What do you do with things like that?
I either, if I need to keep it, I'm going to trim it down in some way, shape, or
You'll
form.
either fold it, cut it, or...
Yep.
I had one lady, and I know that she's cute, and, we all have to be cute, whatever. Her business cards were cupcakes.
Oh, yeah.
So, and another one, her business cards was a pear. And she told me how much money she spent on these cards. It was just obscene.
Yeah.
That she had to send out and make special cards to make a statement of sorts. But the statement for me was garbage. I mean, I don't keep those cards.
Fit.
Well,
if you keep them, if you put them in a business card holder, it doesn't fit.
Right. You have to fold them, and then at the time you're folding them, you're saying, "Man, this is a waste of time."
Yeah.
So
the other thing is a glossy one.
right,
Don't
you
do
can't write on glossy.
Don't do glossy.
Is that why you don't like them?
Yeah, exactly right.
You can't put something on them. So that's another thing. The other one is a recent picture. Come on, guys.
Ooh.
When I look at your card, I don't want to see a picture of your daughter. I want to see a picture of you. The reason why you look like your daughter is because 25 years ago you did. Now you don't. Look, when I was a speaker, I used to do a lot of speaking nationally. There would be customers, clients who would actually get very upset and say, "Look, Michelle, you're representing yourself as a young, vibrant person on your marketing material, your pictures, but then you show up and I get the 10-year version." So what do you think about pictures, Michelle? Like yours look pretty good.
I really like having pictures. I like to get a card with a picture on it because it just kind of, I'm a picture person, so I can relate and I remember who that is. But I don't like a picture if it doesn't look anything like the person.
What if this person colors her hair every month, like certain people do? Not you, but you know what I mean? There's people that like to color their hair different, and today she was brunette, but last week she was blonde.
I don't know, Carlos.
Well,
I'm not really sure. You can't go out and get a different business card
Right.
every month.
So you have to be aware of these things.
Yeah.
All right, the final pet peeve with business cards that I tell people all the time, make the type big.
That is true.
If you make it too small, and I have to take a picture of it or zoom in with my camera with my phone, that's very inefficient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I'm guilty of that.
what,
It's
is
a little
it small?
too small.
Well, but you should see some that are like unbelievably small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the deal. So business cards, ladies and gentlemen, now you've got the skinny on the business cards. Make sure, putting vegetables and fruits and all kinds of other things on your cards are just superfluous. It's a waste of space. It's better that there be a lot of white space than there be some, strange picture nobody can see because you have to squish it. Well, some people have. Well, okay.
That's true. No, it's true.
So we'll leave them alone at that. The moment they see my business cards, I'm sure people are going to laugh because mine are all filled with mistakes. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we still have an opinion. That's one thing we have in this Chamber of Commerce, an opinion. We might
Very
not be
much
perfect,
so.
but we act like it. Anyway, okay, Michelle, send out cards. You guys have been doing a lot of business with a lot of people in our organization, and they're very pleased with a lot of what you guys are doing. But tell us, just tell the public in general, what is Send Out Cards, and kind of how can you guys, how do you help different businesses be more successful with what they do? So just start with what it is and like that, please.
Send Out Cards is a relationship marketing service. So it's going to help you create referrals. It's going to help you show appreciation for your customers, your clients. It's just a service that really allows you to build those relationships. So you can't always be right there in front of somebody. You can't always have a one-on-one, but you can always be in their mind.
Like,
in
explain the
some way.
service then. Explain.
So it is a card and gifting service. You can send cards and gifts from your computer or your app. You can include your signature, your handwriting, your own photos. You can stalk someone if you want from Facebook and get a photo. And you can put your logo on that card as well on the back. So instead of turning over a card and seeing Hallmark or the shoebox company, you can see your company right there. So you can put, it's very personalized.
Very good.
And it's a real card. It is not an email card. It comes in the mail.
So you're listening to Michelle Kuypers with Send Out Cards. All right, Michelle. So with the service itself, you work with all kinds of businesses, all size businesses, people like that?
All kinds of businesses, all sizes, from a mom and pop, from an individual sole proprietor to car dealerships.
Car dealerships, okay.
Yeah, salespeople, anyone that needs to reach out and show appreciation to their business, to their clients.
At what point do you differentiate between a card and a brownie? Because I've received both, and I never know why I receive one or the other. With the cards, I get it, but the brownies, are the brownies like extra special?
So the way I use the brownies is generally for a referral. If someone gives me a referral for business, if it's somebody's birthday, if I want to send just something special, extra special than a card, then I'll send brownies or caramels or, I had a friend whose mother died, and I sent her a package of seeds. They were forget-me-not flower seeds. And
Okay.
when she got that, it was the tears rolling down the face. So it's just really a way to say thank you or to say, you're special. So instead of running down to Walgreens and, what am I going to do? And let me find that card. And, you can do this right from your phone. I have many times I'll be on Facebook late at night and someone's birthday pops up. And I said, oh, my gosh, I forgot. Right there from my bed, I'll be sending that card, and it'll go out the next day. It may be a belated card, but that's better than just that message that goes through Facebook and says, hey, happy birthday.
Right. Yeah. Well, because they touch it and they open
it's
it.
Tangible.
So what do you guys say that you can almost virtually guarantee that people will open?
They're going to open those cards.
Why? Why is that?
Because everyone likes a greeting card. I don't know of anybody that doesn't open a greeting card that comes in the mail. And these are greeting cards. They come in an envelope, and they've got a handwritten address on them, a return address, and it appears right away as a greeting card.
So let's do this. If I were to go to Walgreens or to H-E-B, whatever, and buy a premium, nice greeting card, what do you think that would run? What does the card generally run there? Like $2 or $3?
$3 to $6,
Depends.
$7. Depends. You can get a card for a couple of dollars.
If it's a pop-up, that's even more money.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But let's just say a regular. Let's go with $5.
Okay.
Then you have to go to not go to the post office, but you'd have to fix a stamp, which is what, another 50 cents.
Correct.
That's $5.50. Then you have to figure out how to get it into
To the post office.
That's
Yeah,
another thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you have a stamp, you're fine. You can put it in your mailbox. If you don't have a stamp, well, then you're running down to the post office.
That's even more hassle. Okay. With send-out cards, if I want to send a premium card with a picture of the person just receiving an award that the tamer might have given them, and with my handwriting or just handwriting that looks real, all that, what was that whole thing and the delivery? What does the service cost?
$1.17 for the card, and it's 50 cents postage. That's standard postage. We don't make money off the postage, and that's it.
That's
so
it.
it's $1.68,
So
and it's a premium card.
Less than $2.
Yep.
You can send out cards versus 5 or 7 or whatever, because and the expense, not only the expense but the hassle.
Yes.
And of course, there's something else about send out cards I think is really important, and that's that you guys have a reminder system also, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Okay, tell me about that.
So you can set up a campaign. You can put someone's birthday into the system, an anniversary date, any anniversary. It's a date-driven system, and you'll get a reminder that says this person's birthday is coming up, or you can set up a campaign to where today I set it up to go out on your birthday 6 months from now. And it will automatically be sent 7 days before.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's very automated. It just saves so much time. And in this, day and age, all we do is we're looking for extra minutes in the day.
Sure.
And that's a great way to get those extra minutes.
And are these cards sent anywhere in the U.S. or can you send them all over the world? Or
U.S. or internationally, any place. It's, that says it all. It's anywhere in the world you can send these cards.
Wow. Okay. So like if you have family in Mexico or in Latin America, let's say in Brazil or something, you can actually set something up so that they get cards as well.
That's right. And if I go on vacation and I'm in Thailand, I can send a card from there, and I know it's going to get to my loved ones here. So, it's a great service. You're never out of touch with whoever.
Sure. Okay. So, because I'm trying to figure out, or I'm trying to think, okay, how can we actually maximize the use of send-out cards in Katy? Because that would be you, or up here in the Woodlands, Conroe area. And so there's different reasons why we would send cards. Obviously, if somebody joins, that's a big occasion.
Right.
The referral, I think that it does demand some more attention, because if you give me a referral as a chamber, it's important to us.
That's right. That's right. And you don't always have to send a gift with it. We have gifts from, $100 to $300. Everyone seems to love the brownies, but you don't always have to send a gift. It's not about the gifts. It's about remembering that person and saying thank you and you're appreciated. That goes so far with people because we don't do it enough in this day and age.
We have, I don't know, I forget how many members in Katy, but for sure there's at least 20, 30 who we haven't reached out to.
Right.
Ever since we made the switch in Katy from Friday mornings that we used to have, remember we used to have Friday morning coffee, and we were starting to gather a group there, and then the hurricane happened, and that group kind of, everything, the momentum was lost, no question. But we still met the day of the hurricane, the week of the hurricane.
I know, I went too.
There were like 4 of us. Like, what are we doing here? Who knows? But I don't think we ever got back that momentum.
No.
And because then soon after that we moved to a lunch, and now that the lunch has momentum now.
Yeah.
And the breakfast is pretty much
does not have momentum
at all.
Yeah.
But there was a big group of people coming to breakfast, and they don't come to the lunch, which is either they got jobs or they can't do lunch.
Right.
And I would love to reach out to those people and tell them we remember them, that we would love to see them again, and there's at least 15, 20 people for sure.
That's a perfect way.
Because we talked about something like Gilbert, Zarate, and Bernadine Brown, and just these people, right? That was so beautiful people, and it was a wonderful time because we were starting. It was exciting,
Yeah.
And of course, life happens, but it doesn't mean that their energy and their spirit is not remembered.
Oh, very much so.
So well, we'll talk, Michelle, and we'll do something for them to be sure that they know, even if it's a picture of us saying hi or something.
That's right.
Because you can put that on the front
You're
of
not forgotten.
You can put that on the.
You can put any picture, any number of pictures on the front, on the inside, on the back.
Let me ask you that. Okay, so that's something else. There's a certain pixel count that you have to have, right? Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to give me the pixel count. What happened is that when I was doing send-out cards about a year ago, my pictures were not looking good.
Okay.
Even though on my camera they looked good, but they weren't looking good on the so I would have to send them to myself.
No, you don't have to. What you have to do is you have to pay attention. There's a little yellow triangle on there, and it says if this yellow triangle appears, then you don't have a large enough.
Okay, it has to just be a bigger picture.
Enough pixels, but even that, you can size that down. You can have it the size, and you can put a beautiful background on there so that picture is still, you can still
figure
very
it out.
usable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking to Michelle Kuypers. Michelle Kuypers is with Send Out Cards, and we're talking about the value of remembering your customers, your friends, your family, etc., using Send Out Cards as a means. When we come back, we're going to talk more about all this, and please stay with us. We will be right back.
Looking for a bilingual insurance company in the Montgomery County area? Since 2006, the Amell Agency is a family-owned insurance agency, and it all started with Leonard Amell. Now working with 3 full-time agents offering home, auto, life, and umbrella insurance, the Amell Agency works with you to provide the insurance you need. Whether it be for your business or personal needs, they put that need first. The Amell Agency of the Woodlands is open Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. Call today at 832-299-6640 or email them anytime at info@amellagency.com to answer any of your questions. For more information on location and inquiries, look up Amel Agency online at amelagency.com. The Amel Agency, Montgomery County's bilingual insurance agency.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, president of the Woodlands-Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available in Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
We're back. We're with Michelle Kuypers. Michelle Kuypers is with Send Out Cards. Send Out Cards is a service that your company, that you personally can acquire, can become a part of. And the big idea here is that if you're a forgetful person, if you mess up your sales by not following up, or if you just simply want to show people you care in a different way, in a very, very charismatic, in a very cool way, this is the type of service that you want to use. Michelle, if somebody wants to reach out to you, because I lost your business card, I asked for it earlier, but here it is. Okay. So if somebody wants to reach out to you, what number do they call?
281-450-1033.
And we talked about this earlier. It is very small on your card, so it's not easy to see. 281-450-1033. Michelle Kuypers would Send Out Cards. So we were talking about, just in general, the service and how it works and why people would do it. You set somebody else up. I think I'm not sure who it was. Was it the folks that? What insurance agencies do you have that are chamber members? Do you remember? Like insurance agency.
Farmers.
Right, but not the whole farmers. There's
No.
Somebody specific.
Individuals. Not that
Okay, it doesn't matter. If somebody has an insurance agency and they want to use Send Out Cards, but they have hundreds of clients, is that something you can help them with? Because that's a lot of data entry.
No, it's not.
Not? Okay.
You upload a file, and it takes probably 5 minutes.
Okay, so you're saying that if
they can export it into an Excel, a CSV file, and we can hit a button and it uploads that, and all those addresses are in your Send Out Cards database.
Okay, so so what you're saying then, it's not a big deal.
No, not at all.
I mean, if I have a lot of clients, like we have almost 400 members, it's not a big deal to send every one of them something. As long as I have their address. Because some of these guys, they move around a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of people say, well, it's difficult. No one uses their addresses on their cards. I have yet to have anyone say, no, you can't have my mailing address.
Sure, yeah.
You just simply ask for a mailing address, and people are more than willing to give you that.
Well, plus you're not stockish.
No.
You're a nice person. Oh, you know what I mean? Because sometimes a lot of folks, at least where I get addresses also, is just right through Facebook.
Yeah.
A lot of folks have, the thing though that I get, that I don't get off Facebook is emails.
No.
A lot of folks don't put their email on Facebook, even if they're in real estate and things. That amazes me, because that's a very fast way of getting a hold of somebody through their email.
If they open it.
Well, if they open it. That's another thing. Somebody was saying that there's a revolution going on, that people don't use Facebook Instant Messenger anymore. Have you heard about that?
No.
I don't know what that is. So, yeah, that person who said that hasn't come to any meetings.
Facebook Messenger?
Yeah. Huh?
No. I mean, I use either that or text.
Yeah. Those are the ones that the chamber uses also, Yeah. So if I don't text you or if I don't Facebook you, don't wait for me to call you, because it's not going to happen.
Well, maybe that person was of a different generation, a younger generation.
What, they're too cool?
I don't know. They use that
like
WhatsApp or something like that.
Well, WhatsApp is used big time by all our international people.
Yes.
Like, it's huge. Yes. In fact, I can go to WhatsApp right now, and I will show you a real-time conversation between all my brothers and sisters, and they all live in Mexico.
Yeah.
And they're all talking to each other all day on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Yeah,
they-
that's true.
But they're not with each other, but they're just, and another sister who lives in San Antonio. So they're always talking. There's 6 of them. And so WhatsApp is a wonderful app, for, no question. But the kids, I guess, these days use what, like Flapjack or Snapchat or whatever that thing is. And,
Snapchat.
well,
We're showing our age. Stop.
well, who cares? Bottom line is, as a Chamber of Commerce, for us, it's Facebook, it's YouTube, it's Instagram, it's LinkedIn,
Yep.
are the forums that we use, or the media that we use. And that's why this radio show is such a big benefit to us. It's such a big blessing because it's on all the formats, So, okay, so going back to send out cards, there's also, with send out cards, when somebody joins new,
Uh-huh.
you teach them, there's a learning curve there a little bit. How do you get involved with new people to help them make sure that they expend, what they want to do?
Oh, I'll sit down with them and walk them through sending a card and show them the whistles and bells. You can pretty much figure it out yourself, but I like to show people the little tips and tricks, the shortcuts, the how to make it easiest, how to do a campaign. Send out cards is wonderful because there's a whole series of videos, and they're not long videos, about
Good.
3 minutes. To send a card, this is what you do. To create a campaign, here's another video. But I like to have that personal touch with them and show them how to do it and how to upload a picture and explain the different ways that it can be used.
Sure.
I think that's maybe the bigger learning curve is for people to realize it's how many uses there are.
Right.
Just when you meet someone at a networking meeting, it's a fantastic way because it sets you apart. To send a card, you take a picture of them, send a card and say, hey, it was great to meet you. I'd love to have coffee. And, most people are going to send a text. They might make a phone call if they do that. But this is just another method
Sure.
of reaching out. And I can't tell you how many people have come back and said, oh, wow, or they will call me. It's all about follow-up. And
Wow.
this is the system of follow-up.
Okay. So instead of messing up your sales, or forgetting, I know some people, and look, and I've done this, so I'm not preaching, by any means to perfection or anything. That's not me, but I've seen, like, on my desk, a pile of business cards and said, oh, man, who are these people? And then I look through the names, and I don't remember half of them. And I didn't follow up. So those are all opportunities that are lost.
That's true.
And if I were my own manager, I'd be looking at that saying, that's money. Stop wasting time. It's less than $2 a pop. What are you doing,
That's exactly right.
So that's something to think about for our listeners, because the folks that listen to us either belong to our chamber, are stalking our chamber, or just checking us out, just listeners in general. And every one of them, I'm sure, has either had issues with follow-up or knows someone who does.
That's right.
And so if they want to get a hold of you, Michelle, can you say your number again, please?
281-450-1033.
1033. And so, okay, so if I want to learn more about send-out cards in general, where's send-out cards located? What is this? Like the big, giant, mail
Send out
mill?
cards, it's in Salt Lake City, Utah.
They're all in Salt Lake City,
All
all
in
these
Salt
big
Lake
businesses.
City. Yeah.
'Cause I think I've seen it's really automated, right? Everything's automated.
It's amazing the systems that how they can get that same card and that set of brownies to go to the right person, the pictures and so on. And you create a card today, and it's in the mail tomorrow morning. It's printed and it goes out, and they don't mess up.
That's exciting. Even if you send only if you send 10 cards a month,
Oh yeah.
that's only $20, maybe a little bit more, who knows? But that's invaluable.
That's right. And I think that, what we forget is, especially businesses that have automated services, pest control, that you have a monthly ship or something like that. We sign someone up. We have their business, and then we tend to forget.
Sure.
We think that it's automated, that because I go out and see them every quarter, that they're going to stay with me, but they don't, because there's nothing that sets you apart and makes you different from the next Joe down the street.
That's a big deal.
Whereas, they're giving your business on a monthly or quarterly basis, an annual basis. You can't afford to send, a couple dollars to send a card and say thank you.
Especially
You're
if it's a couple
appreciated.
dollars, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Or, a box of brownies and a card and postage is less than $10.
Wow.
you know. So I think that's what is most important, is that we have to remember, just because we make that sale, it's not done there. The follow-up is critical.
Now, okay, so let's change it over to something else. You're doing business also with people who speak Spanish in the Katy Chamber and other parts of town. What are the differences that you've noticed between a Spanish speaker and a non-Spanish speaker?
Relating to my business?
Yeah, relating to your or business in general.
They think differently.
Do they sell different? Do they buy different? What do you mean?
All of the above. What I've noticed that when it relates to my business, I have to educate them. I have to I don't think that business is done the same way in Mexico, or I'm just going to say Mexico, but
Venezuela for Katy.
Venezuela, yeah. A lot of businesses they get business because it's their cousin or their aunt or their uncle, but they don't do the follow-up.
The effort is different.
Yeah, exactly, and they don't say thank you. It's the appreciation, I don't believe is as strong as it is here, maybe. And that could be a big generalization, but that's kind of what I've seen.
Big deal. I mean, that's your experience.
That's what I've seen. And as far as they're much more cautious, I think, of doing business with.
I call it skeptical, but you're right.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot, because the chamber, we experience the same thing.
I also believe, though, that once they are convinced, I believe they stay with you.
Well, they're more loyal.
Loyal business consumers.
Right. As long as, I think, and it's normal about any organization or business, but as long as you can prove value and deliver, then I think anybody will be loyal to you.
That's true.
But I guess part of our challenge is patience, because I've seen the folks that are from Venezuela and Mexico, first generation, just got here, have a very different expectation about sales and about business. They want to come in and sell you now.
Yes.
And buy me now, buy me today. And because I'm so thrilled with everything from an accent to a strange product to just a weird presentation, you're going to get a lot of no's.
Yeah.
And you better be ready for that until you change.
That's right.
And so that's what we tell our members also. Part of the education process is to help the guys, the ladies who are from other countries understand the way Americans buy. And for us, we do have to trust you, and we do. There's a lot of due diligence that has to happen before we'll give you, $2,000 or $3,000 for something. It doesn't just happen. And but those are differences that you've noticed as well.
Yeah, but that's why these type of organizations are so important, is to realize that it's about building relationships.
Right. And understanding even how to do that.
That's right.
Because
how to do it.
Because I know in Mexico, the way you build relationships is you get drunk with people and stuff. I mean, it's different, right? Business is done, it's a very different form. And here, we don't even eat. You go to these restaurants and we're supposed to eat barbecue and everybody's eating a salad. Like, what is this? So there's a big difference. And I know that confounds the people that are not from here. Anyway, so we're talking to Michelle Kuypers with Send Out Cards. Send Out Cards is a service that you can, you and your business, the people around you can use to show people you appreciate them, to show people you care. We use it as a Chamber of Commerce with our new members. We're going to start using it with all the ribbon cuttings. So we have one tomorrow night. Bring your camera.
I will.
And we'll take some pictures and send them Send Out Cards. And maybe that's how we'll initiate Send Out Cards in Katy with you. When we come back, we're going to talk more to Michelle Kuypers about Send Out Cards and about some other things that she's got on her plate. Please stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Looking for a bilingual insurance company in the Montgomery County area? Since 2006, the Amell Agency is a family-owned insurance agency, and it all started with Leonard Amell. Now working with 3 full-time agents offering home, auto, life, and umbrella insurance, the Amell Agency works with you to provide the insurance you need. Whether it be for your business or personal needs, they put that need first. The Amell Agency of the Woodlands is open Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. Call today at 832-299-6640 or email them anytime at info@amellagency.com to answer any of your questions. For more information on location and inquiries, look up Amell Agency online at amellagency.com. The Amell Agency, Montgomery County's bilingual insurance agency.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
We're back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection Radio Show. The big show is for our members of the Woodlands-Conroe Hispanic Chamber, but also the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So that's the mothership. That's the big one. That's the legal name of this entity. So we are constituted legally as a Chamber of Commerce. And basically a Chamber of Commerce is a group of businesses that has gotten together, come together to promote one another, to support one another, to educate each other, and to protect one another. Every Chamber of Commerce has gone through the same process, that there's new members that join, and the purpose, of course, is, like I said, promotion, education, and advocacy. And over time, Chambers of Commerce change. And the way they change is that their leadership changes and their purpose changes, their intention changes. So many chambers that are in this vicinity are very good chambers. They've been around 30, 40, 50 years. And so their intention and their business proposition is different than ours. We are not community-based. I mean, we are, but we're not necessarily a community-based organization in that we don't take our members to go vote, and we don't do things like reconstruct roads or have volunteer efforts. Our volunteer efforts were, for example, we volunteered for a shelter during Harvey and helped our members and helped their families. That was for us a very important endeavor, but we don't do things, like I said, for big businesses. We do things for small business, and that's kind of our intention right now versus the intention of other chambers. So with that said, everybody has a space, everybody has a place, and we're excited because in this year we will reach 500 members. That, in the grand scheme of things, in the greater Houston area, I think that's going to make us number 2 in terms of Hispanic chambers, because of course the one downtown, Big Brother, they've got it all. Thank you to them, because of them we exist. That's got to be a number 2. And other chambers of commerce will be bigger than the Spring Klein Chamber of Commerce. So we're bigger than a lot of other chambers in membership. And a lot of that has to do with our members, that they are actually appreciating some of the things we're doing. And people like Michelle, who's also our Ambassador of the Year for last year. She's brought a lot of members to our chamber. She's made a lot of promises recently to bring more members to the chamber. And so she's a very active, very busy person. Where else do you network, Michelle? Because I know that's something else that you do a lot of. Where else do you go and peddle your wares?
All over Houston.
Like, do you belong to any of the groups?
I'm in a few women's groups. Pearland Business Club, Women's Business Club, Women Helping Women to Network.
Does that one actually work? Is it pretty good?
Yeah.
Pretty good? Well, okay. Well, the reason I ask is because I know, I love the name.
Yeah.
But if it were men helping men, it'd be weird.
That'd be really weird.
Right? Yeah. So there's certain things you can and certain things you can't say. If it were Hispanics helping Hispanics, that doesn't even apply. It's an oxymoron, but same thing. And I've heard good things about women helping women. Right.
What's good about Women Helping Women is that it, like our organization, it has different meetings. And I think that's why it's been so successful, is there are different meetings, and you can go to one in the Woodlands, or you can go to one in the Galleria. You can go to a morning, you can go to an evening, and that, so it kind of fits everyone. And I think that that's very important with the organization. Is that you have more to offer than just one set time. I'm in another one in Bel Air, and it's a great meeting, but it's just one time, and it's difficult. If you have a meeting that you can't go to, well, you're not going to be able to
That's
go.
2 months.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've seen organizations like that. Even bigger chambers are that way, that they have their monthly thing. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's a gigantic thing, but it's only once a month. And if you miss that one, then you start losing value very quickly.
That's right.
All right, so let's do this, Michelle. Let's assume that you get a realtor like Veronica Gonzalez from Humble. You met her today.
I did.
She's one of our newest members. And if you look at her pictures and everything else, yeah, you can tell that she's got the market because she's got the look, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Her
She
picture.
looks like the picture on her card.
Oh yeah, she sure does. You know, but the picture is like there's air running through her hair and it's fluffy and okay.
yeah.
So she looks like an action picture.
Yeah.
If you were to set her up with send-out cards, what would be the procedure? How would it work? Like, run us through a procedure real quick.
It's simply to decide how she wants what package she wants.
Okay.
If she wants the branding on the back of the card, if she wants her signature, her handwriting on the card. Once you decide that, it's a matter of minutes. You get a credit card. And then you set that person up on usually it's a monthly subscription, although that's cancelable at any time. And it's done. And then I would spend 30 minutes with her, and I would train her how to send a card, and I'm always there for continued support.
And you help her by her understanding why she should be sending these things.
Oh, of
and
course.
maybe send her a card so she can get more acclimated and a whole bit. So, okay.
Of course.
So if there's anyone listening who's interested, Michelle, give us your number once again, please.
281-450-1033.
Very good. So this is Michelle Kuypers, and I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection Radio Show. We have a big event tomorrow in Katy.
Yes.
That's a lunch.
The lunch, and then also we have a ribbon cutting.
Ribbon cutting tomorrow in Katy. And, of course, on Thursday, we're in Vintage Park. That's 249 and Jones for luncheon. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening and you'd like to network with us, please join us. We're happy to talk to you about your business and how you can become a part of our organization. We can help you be more successful as you already are. I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez. Thank you for being on the program, Michelle.
Thank you.
And this is a great hour visit. I look forward to seeing more of you tomorrow for sure.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station at lscrstudios@gmail.com.